Announcing a pregnancy or the birth of the baby is normally a time of great celebration and excitement, although unfortunately that's not always the case. Sometimes there is much heartache and pain to even get to that point. Over the last few months, I've met and heard from a number of different people who have had to deal with various traumas surrounding pregnancy and childbirth. We're going to be hearing some of those stories over the coming evenings as I interview some of the people involved. There's a couple who were told that they were infertile. They did actually go on to conceive 3 times, but each time they all ended in miscarriage. Then there's a person who had a number of miscarriages, but then tragically lost their baby at 24 weeks. We'll also meet a couple who had to make the traumatic decision of terminating their pregnancy on medical grounds when their baby was diagnosed with a heart problem at the 20-week scan. I'll be interviewing someone who struggled with postnatal anxiety. And on our final evening together, I'll be interviewing a lady whose baby was born with severe brain damage due to mistakes being made during delivery. These interviews probably won't be very easy to listen to and might even stir up uncomfortable feelings for some of you, but I think they're stories that need to be heard. They are topics that are not often talked about because they are emotional and hard, and often we just don't know what to say. Unfortunately, the knock-on effect of that is that people often suffer in silence, and that can be a really lonely and difficult place to be. In hearing someone else's story, my hope is that it will help you to speak about your own story or help you to support or walk alongside somebody who is experiencing something similar. I also aim to point you to some helpful resources. And finally, as I've interviewed these different people, one thing that they've each talked about is God's faithfulness and love in and through their suffering. I was struck by the words of one person who said that in hitting rock bottom, you got to know that rock and who was holding you. So I do hope that you'll join me over 5 evenings in February to hear these stories.